If you're a real estate agent and you've been running ads on Facebook, Instagram, or any meta solution out there, you realize that the ads are no longer as profitable as they used to be. Your what one time used to be a 10x return on your ad spend is now down to a 2 or a 3 or a 4x return on your ad spend. And you're just really not getting the juice out of what your ads used to give, let's say a couple of years ago. Now, in this video, I'm going to explain exactly why that is and exactly how you can counteract that to ensure that you're getting that 10, 11, or even 20x return is what some of our clients are saying. If you're running ads for your real estate business and you want them to be more profitable, keep watching this video. All right, let's jump right into it. So this is going to be a huge eye opener for some of you, and especially when I hit on a couple of points. Number two, like a lot of people don't even have this simple thing. So I'm going to be talking to some beginners, but I'm also going to be talking some advanced stuff around the end of the list. And there's about 4 things that I want to go over. So the first things first is that there's no split testing happening. So I mean, let's say you have an ad here. So this is your ad, and you're just putting it out to the marketplace. You're putting it out to all these people. Now, that's good. That's one part of the equation, but you don't even know if this ad is good or not. You don't know if, let's say, a different color or a different background or a different copy will do even better than this ad. So, as you might be getting like a 3x return on this ad, you could be getting like a 5 or 10x return on the ad if you had done split testing. So, what split testing essentially looks at is you basically create 2 different ads. In our case, what we do for our clients is we actually launch 6 different ads under 2 ad campaigns. Under 2 ad sets, 1 ad campaign. And basically, this will go out to a bunch of people as well. And then you can kind of see which one did better. Now, how you measure that is a couple different ways. So one is going to be what we like to call is CPL, and that's basically the cost per lead. So how much money do you have to spend in order to get 1 lead? So for simple math, let's say you spent $10 and you got 2 leads. That means your cost per lead was $5, right? So let's say you spent $10 to get 2 leads. That's going to be a $5 cost per lead. That's my 5. So if this one's doing like a $5 cost per lead and this one's doing let's say it's doing a $3 cost per lead, obviously this is going to be the winner, right? So you want to continue with this one after a certain period of time. Now for us, typically we run it for about 4 to 6 days. And after that period of time, we can get a way better idea of what's actually happening. Now a different metric we want to use is CPM, per 1,000 impressions. So this means how much money does it cost to get in front of 1,000 people? Because if it should be pretty correlated, but if it costs way more to get in front of 1,000 people, but you're getting way better cost per lead, then obviously like that would be the better option, right? So the first problem that real estate agents have when they are doing ads is they're not split testing. They're not testing out different creatives. Now, in terms of split testing, you can split test different creatives. You can also split test different copies, so the actual writing in it. You can also split test different backgrounds. You can split test different colors. So there's a whole lot of different ways that you can go about split testing, but that's essentially what number 1 is. Now, moving on to number 2 is having a proper lead form set up. So a lot of people I've seen, I'm just looking at agents' ads on Instagram or Facebook whenever I get targeted by them, they don't even have a lead form. Their lead form is like something to go to their website or something to text them. And quite frankly, guys, like people are not going to do that. That's going to be a really high cost per lead. And if that's even if they have a lead form. Now, a lot of times people don't have a lead form. And where is that going to lead you? Pretty much nowhere. The lead's not going to give you their information. You're not going to be able to stay in touch with them. You're not going to be able to start the follow-up process. Now, a lead form is pretty much something that happens after the lead clicks on the ad. So it has like a learn more button or a sign up. I like to use learn more because it's a little bit less on the offense and people put their guard down when they see that and they want to learn more, right? So putting learn more as a button is definitely a huge advantage. And then in this lead form, you want to collect their email, first name, last name, and their phone number. I like to put it in the order of first name, last name, email, and phone number. And the cool thing with Facebook is they have so much data about people is that it'll actually take their information based on what they told Facebook. So a lot of the times other companies like let's say Sync or Zillow, what they'll do is they'll have a website, and on that website will show a house. Now, after the client sees the house for 2 3 seconds, a pop-up comes up that says if you want to see this information more, put your details below. Now that's bad for a couple reasons. First reason is that the lead doesn't actually want to put their info in, and two, actually three reasons. Two, the lead has to manually put their information in a lot of the times, and a lot of the times it's incorrect, and they change the phone number by one character or whatever it may be, right? So it's super annoying to have to try to get that right information. That's where you see agents getting frustrated with the fact that, hey, like I'm not getting real numbers. Online marketing doesn't work. Like this kind of sucks. That's where people are getting that frustration from. Now, the third reason is that a lot of those leads are shared, but that's a video for another time. That's the second way to improve your return on your ad spend is to ensure that you have a proper lead form set up. Now, moving on to number three is not having a proper process once the lead actually comes in. So this is huge in our company, and we teach this at a very high level, but there's a customer journey, guys. And let's say the customer enters your funnel here, meaning they sign up for the ad here. There needs to be a series of events to happen in order to build trust with this person and in order to get them to actually see you as that authority figure, see you as somebody that can help them, and see you as the person that will eventually help them do that transaction. So there's a whole lot of different things that you can do. For example, one of the things that we do is right when the client comes in, let's say the client comes in here, the next thing that happens is they get pushed to something called a video sales letter. So this, what it does is it increases the trust with the client. It's VSL for short, and it's done in a whole lot of other industries, but realtors haven't really caught on to this yet. So what it looks like is a page offering value, offering to book a call, but more so it's offering massive value. So you're showing them how to buy their dream house for less than the market value in today's market. You're showing them how to sell their house for 10% higher than the last sale in their market. Things like that. You want to have catchy phrases, and that's just marketing, but you want to be very specific. What desired result will they get in what period of time? And that's where they'll start to build trust with you. So Google also did a study. It takes about 7 hours for a prospect cold to build trust with you. Now, this VSL is typically about 45, maybe an hour. It takes about that long for a prospect to get through that. If they watch the whole thing, that's boom, that's 1 hour already done off of this. Now, next, what happens is we get an automated voicemail from your assistant, and this is somebody that comes in and is dropping voicemails for you. And this can kind of take up another 30 seconds of them listening to the voicemail or mind space of time of being like, oh, this person called me, maybe I should call them back. But more so, it handles the speed to lead. Then we have text message, email, text message. Let's say an email is about a 2 minute read, right? You can see like these are all adding up to that massive 7 hour figure. Now, let's say two emails, let's say an email a day for 30 days, that's 2 times 30, that's 60 minutes. That's another hour just off of the emails if they read it, if they're sending an email every single day. On top of the text message, let's say that takes another minute to read because you got to pull it out, got to look at it, you got to process it. Let's say you're sending text every 2 days, so that's 15 more minutes. So the goal here is essentially to get them warmed up to the point that they're consuming 7 hours. Now, here's one of the holy grails that we do is something called a course content portal. Now, this is actually a course that you can give to buyers and sellers. And again, it's more pre-recorded videos, and it can basically show them like how to buy their dream house again for less than the market value, or how to sell their house for top value in this market. And this course is roughly around, I'd say, about an hour and a half. So let's say you've got an hour and a half from here, an hour from the VSL, another hour from emails. That's like 3.5 hours. And then let's say you're talking to them, communicating with them. The first time you call them, you have about a 20, 30-minute conversation. That's even more time. And then you go have a buyer's consultation. That's like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Now you're pretty much there. You're almost at that 7 hours. If you want to even put this on a little bit more steroids, what we actually tell our clients is to either make long form or short form. Long form is obviously better, like this YouTube videos. But if they consume like 3 YouTube videos and each video is like 20 minutes, that's another hour, right? So now we have 3 hours from YouTube. We have 1.5 hours from the course content portal. We have 1 hour from the VSL, and we have 1 hour from the emails. And we have actually the emails was 2 hours, I think. And then we have another hour from the text messages. I think that's what the breakdown was. But that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 hours. We're already past our cap. Even if they don't do one of these things, we're pretty close there. And then once we have that buyer's consultation, or once we have that meeting with them, that first in-person meeting, that's going to build that trust to a whole nother level. So this is probably one of the biggest things that people aren't doing when they're running ads. And if you can just harness this and put a process in place where a lot of this is already automated and you don't have to really do much work, you're going to be really just laughing at the amount of return on your ad spend that you're going to be achieving. Now, last one here, number 4, is following a proper sales process. So, for example, like in our company, we don't try to actually, we do hit our leads twice a day for the first 7 days. And then after 7 days, we hit them once a day for the next 30 days. That's 30 days. So this kind of shows like this is going to be once in the morning. This is going to be once at night. This is going to be whenever the team has some time or they're making those calls. But on top of this, I mean, this kind of wraps into the text messages and emails and what value you're actually sending them. But ensuring that you're actually making these calls. I'll tell you guys a quick story is that we had 2 clients and they started at roughly the same time. And one client ended up coming in the program, and in 10 days, they ended up booking about 4 or 5 appointments, let's say 4 appointments conservatively, and they ended up taking out 2 of those people for showings, I believe. And I ended up looking at their call history, and within the CRM, we could see how many calls they've actually made. And he was at about 102 calls. Now, another agent was kind of saying that, hey, you know what? I keep getting ghosted. I'm not really getting any success with this. And basically, they booked 0 appointments. They were in 10 days as well. They booked 0 appointments and they had 0 showings. Now, long and behold, I looked at the call records and the call record was at 11 calls. So you can kind of see like that right there is 10x, right? Times 10. Now, who is going to be the successful one here? Who is going to be closing? Who is the client going to respond to if they had to pick an agent that they wanted to work with? The guy that's calling them twice a day and following up and giving them value? Or somebody who's maybe called them once? Maybe they even thought it was like a fake number. They thought it was like a spam number, right? And they didn't get much else but the automation. Obviously, they're going to work with the person that was grinding, that was working for the business and trying to do right by them. So this was a huge takeaway, even for myself, like looking at that and understanding that, hey, you know what? It really is just as simple as having a proper system and a proper sales process in order to achieve these results that we want to achieve. Now, if we don't want to achieve amazing results, we just kind of want to get a closing here and there, sure, this will be totally fine. But if we're trying to 10x it and actually get a proper return on our ad spend, we need to make sure we're doing the exact same thing for every single person and have a dialed in sales process. Now, this might seem a little bit complicated, might have gone over your head a little bit, but if you are curious about how we set this up for our clients and we have it up and running in less than 10 days, book a call below. Would love to chat with you and show you how we can put this in your business to achieve the goals that you want to this year. Other than that, I'll see you guys on the next video.